Cian was born normally August 18th. We had no issues in the hospital when he was born. We went home. I noticed episodes where he seemed to turn bluish gray around the mouth. So when we went for our 1-week checkup, we mentioned it to our doctor in Ottumwa, and they said they'd observe him overnight and noticed his oxygen levels were dropping. So they sent us up here the next day to Dr. Bauman in the Odo clinic, and she sent a camera down, and that's when she discovered that he had, at that time we just thought it was laryngomalacia, and so she set him up for surgery the next day. So he was 8 days old when we were first in the OR.
Well, he had a condition called laryngomalacia, where his airway flaps in and out when he's breathing to make a stridor sound. And he needed to have some of that tissue removed with a laser to make it easier for him to breathe. But he also had a condition called subglottic stenosis. So part of his trachea was narrowed down to less than half of the size that it should have been. He needed to have a fairly complicated operation where a piece of his cartilage from his rib was harvested and placed into his trachea to widen it.
Well, we got home and we noticed he was going pretty lifeless during some episodes.
The graft came loose, and it came loose at the top, and when he would take a breath in, it would lodge in his throat, and it was shutting off his airway. But as soon as it would come back, I mean, he had normal breathing again.
So I took him to our local ER, and they said, you know, this is out of our hands. So we brought him up here, and in between, he looked just happy and healthy. I mean, he was playing and laughing, and we got to the ER down here, and they said, why is he here? And I said, well, when he has these episodes, it's different. And then he had one there. He flatlined. His heart stopped for 45 seconds, and I mean, the room was just filled with everybody, and they just took him away, and that was hard.
Surreal.
I somehow ended up in the room by myself, and that's when the nurse that was his nurse for the day came in, and she just put her arm around me and we cried together. You knew she was human too. She wasn't just doing the job because of a paycheck. He now has a normal sized airway and no scar tissue buildup, no issues with breathing at all. It's great. He's a very typical little boy. He loves going to school. He loves to play outside. Anything you want to do outside, he's game for that. And he loves to play Candyland. He likes to play card games.
He likes to chase his mom and his teachers around with plastic pet snakes, key in his ornery.
The UI Children's Hospital has top-notch doctors and nurses that care. Even though it's a large hospital, it's definitely one that you'll never regret coming to. To the doctors and nurses at UI hospitals, we'd like to say thank you for saving our son's life.